What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video where I'm going to show you sometimes we don't need new gear that we've got in the game. Old gear is, we just sometimes forget about it. There's some really good gear in the game that is very easily forgotten about. Right now I'm rocking a chatterbox and some gear that I will reveal to you in just a moment, but I'm just going to show you how good this is. It's not Palisade, it's not Lengmo, it's nothing new. We've had it in the game for ever. And before you say it, oh, he's using Hunter's Fury. I am using Hunter's Fury, but that is not everything. I've got the GE on, but I'm not going to use it. Just so I don't take... I will take extra damage, which will kind of show you how strong it is. But I'm not going to do the punch or the cover to cover to get myself the extra damage. I could have just turned it off, but I've already recorded this video once and ran out of disk space, so here we are. Another chunga. I can take shotguns in the back with an all red build. Like, I actually forgot how good this build is, and we've had this build forever, for such a long time. I'm exposed.
Die, Division asshole. One of ours is dead.
Oh, that's going to cause me a reload. Let's go down and say hi. Hi. I mean, it's spectacular, and it's using all old gear from basically Hunter's Fury and the past seasons. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for all the subs recently. It's really boosted the channel, on especially when you're liking and commenting as well. You're really helping me out. So if you do like my content, please do consider doing any of them things. Anyway, with all that said, because that's enough of that, let's have a look at the build. So here we are, Hunter's Fury with two of these pieces. Now, one of them's pretty hard to get, but I'll show you why these are good. And it's not Palisade that we tend to throw in now. That was kind of its replacement, but you don't need it to be. And it still has an advantage that when I've been using these pieces in Legendary, but they have armor regen. So let's go on to this bad boy here, the Liquid Engineer. One piece has armor regen, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but that 1% really does add up over time very quickly. If you've run out of armor kits, you're sat in Legendary or whatever, that 1% heal, sometimes it's just enough to tip you over the edge so that you just don't get, you know, down onto the floor essentially. So 1% armor regen and then 10% armor on kill. This is why Palisade's become very, very popular now, because Palisade is 10% armor on kill for the first bonus, but the second piece for Palisade is armor regen. So sorry, is health on kill, and we don't really want the health on kill too much. It's not too useful, and you can obviously mix and match, right? One Bellstone and one Palisade and still get the same result, because I often do that with the Liquid Engineer, because the Liquid Engineer is really, really nice. But you know, perfect Bloodsucker here from the Liquid Engineer. I got mine crafted because I've got the blueprint, but it also drops in the Dark Zone or named caches, so pretty tricky to get. But if you get one with crit chance and crit damage on, it always rolls perfect Bloodsucker, which killing an enemy adds and refreshes a stack of 12% bonus armor, as opposed to 10% for the regular version. But you could do the regular version here and farm the backpack. You don't have to necessarily, you know, have the perfect version, and you will still achieve a very good result. And then flipping to the chest piece, armor regen and armor on kill that we talked about earlier on, because it's just Bellstone, anyone can farm these. And then with Obliterate on the bottom, crit chance, crit damage, and then changing it to weapon damage. And this is kind of like the OG unicorn, right? Because this rolls blue. So I've had this piece before unicorns were really popular. You know, if we talk about unicorns, I've probably got something in here to make people get very upset with me. But you can see here we've got like a Langmore double unicorn here, the glass cannon one, or the obliterate, because the core attribute rolls differently. We've then got the palisade piece, which I use often, which essentially gives me the same result as this bellstone if I'm using one other piece bellstone. So, you know, there's that to think about as well. But yeah, there's just really two good pieces that we've been able to get for such a long time. I'm not sure if Bellstone is season 3. I know season 3 blueprints are still missing from the game, which I do believe might be Hunter's Fury. So if you miss season 3, you might struggle putting this build together. But you can still farm it in Countdown and things like that. Then we just got the Hunter's Fury mask with the whole set, because we get SMG damage. We get 20% armor on kill, which is nice. And we don't have to worry about the health on kill because we get 50% as well. I don't find it too useful from the palisade point of view, running 2 palisades, especially if you're running Hunter's Fury, because we get 50 here. And then we've got weapon damage, crit damage across the board. Very easy to get crit chance cap with an SMG. The gloves are just weapon damage, critical hit damage. The knees are weapon damage, critical hit damage. And the holster is weapon damage, and you guessed it, more critical hit damage. Banshee Pulse and a Revive Hive for an extra life. And then I was using the Chatterbox because I just wanted to show it some love with damage to target out of cover, and it's really nice in this situation. Being so powerful, you find that you often do not have to reload. Obviously, reloading close to enemies will speed up your RPM up to a max stack of 5. I think for the majority of the time I was at 4 or 3. So really nice. But obviously you could use a Dark Winter, you could use the Ouroboros. You can use many things with this build and still have a fun time. You can see here 58 crit chance and 168% critical hit damage, which is actually pretty insane. You get to keep that damage up really high, which is really nice. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of draw, not necessarily to the Hunter's Fury aspect of it. Also, just before I forget, we get 10% armor on kill here from Gunner as well. But I really wanted to draw like the attention to the fact that 2-piece Bellstone gives you a really nice survivability boost even when you're running an all red. That's going to be it for the video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments down below as always. Thanks so much for your support, and I will see you in the next one, agents. Bye bye.